Hi, this is RGK, and here is the second part of my summer 2018 adventures with local multiplayer games. I must admit that I picked some games released a little bit before the summer that I had missed during my first video, so there will be a lot more to cover this time. I'm displaying whether the games feature bots or online multiplayer, but please don't go drop a negative review on their Steam page if the servers are empty. The aim of these games is to play with your friends in the same room or online with voice chat, not to play matches with unknown people. Super Dash Match. Players can only kill by pushing each other out of the arena or into a trap. It requires a lot of precision, and the problem is that movements have too much inertia as the robots roll. Thus, robots are not instantly mirroring your inputs, and we spend more time killing our own selves than killing others. The cube levels that transform are great, but this is not enough to compensate for the core gameplay that had us drop this game faster than the time it took for me to speak about it right now. To avoid, except if this issue eventually disappears during early access. Ben and Ed Blood Party. TV game atmosphere for this obstacle course. Sadistic traps are compensated by the fact that the players are zombies. It's possible to lose your legs and crawl to keep going, or simply become a rolling decapitated head. If you fall from the circuit and you did not die on impact, you have to throw yourself in an acid bath to die and appear at your last checkpoint. When we played, it was hugely appealing to spectators in the same room as us, so the TV game spirit seems to work as intended. It's fun in split screen, maybe a little bit less online if the players are spread apart. In any case, we had a good time. Gravity. When I first looked at the screenshots, I thought that this game would just be an average 3D brawler with wonky physics and slow movements, but I was clearly wrong. I tried it with several people, and each time the first round was very confusing. We had to play the tutorial to see that we needed to press the right trigger to use a magnet gun in order to pick up crates and throw them at opponents to explode them. To this action, add a double jump, wall jump, jetpack and dash, which all permit to fully move around even without mastering all the subtleties. Once we learned the basics, everyone that I played this game with loved it and unanimously commented that it's one of the best games I made them try. Why? Because it's tense and very fast-paced, and even without blood the impacts feel very violent. Projectiles make combats very tactical despite the speed, and there are power-ups or explosives to spice things up. The feeling is simply great, and pulling off a long-range shot that requires to anticipate a trajectory is extremely satisfying. A little small thing that does not sound like much but is important is that aiming is done with the same stick as moving. Since there are many other buttons to use, it's easier to manage than if your thumb was on the second stick. Even better, it's possible to use keyboard and mouse for more comfort when playing online against friends. Battery Jam. Just like in Splatoon, the aim is to color the level as you walk over tiles, scoring points. The unique touch of this game is that you cannot steal enemy tiles by walking over them once again, so instead you have to replace enemy tiles with lava so your opponent cannot score them. It works really well and quickly becomes very technical, and actually the problem is that a level filled with lava becomes difficult to negotiate and it stops to be fun. Dynamism dramatically drops, and despite that the game is very well made, it gets old a bit too fast. Dummyverse. A very classical brawler mixing melee combat with long-range weapons. Nothing special about it that would make this game stand out from the competition. We have already seen much better in the same genre. Avoid. Regular human basketball. It's just like Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime, except that instead of pressing buttons to cooperatively direct a ship, here it's about pressing buttons to control robots playing basketball. I did not find any appeal in these indirect controls, both in Lovers and in this game, so I will quote my friend Jeremy who enjoyed the game. I like its chaos, the luck factor required to score, the war machine feel, the coordination skills required to play seriously, its absurdity and the laughs. But we don't play to win, just to have fun. This nincompoop RGK only played with 2 people a game that requires 4 players. Pfft. Nova Nukers. We're fighting on gorgeously round 3D planets, and the aim is to knock people out long enough to come and suck their soul, or something like that. It's very well done with power-ups to spice things up. It reminds me of Ratchet and Clank and other console multiplayer games aimed at a young audience, and they will eat up Nova Nukers. Laser League. Excellent future sports game. You have to trigger lasers that will move across the screen so that you can trap enemies, and each arena has its own patterns. You quickly get into the rhythm of the game and play it round after round. The only downside is that the online mode is geared towards matchmaking rather than private lobbies, so if you want to play 2 versus 2 among friends, you take the risk of being paired with other people. But in local play, it's perfect. Epic Loon. In a horror movie atmosphere from the VHS era, you control little aliens that have to catapult themselves across levels filled with dangerous things. It heavily features physics without delving into chaos as many games do. Fresh, unique and well done, we had fun while appreciating the difficult levels. Fantasy Ball. A game in which several classes compete to score a ball in one of several goals. It freshly appeared on early access and I find it rough and confusing, but it's probably too early to review it. Sausage Sports Club. Battle minigames in the vein of Mario Party, with a funny adventure against bots. This allows to unlock the multiplayer levels instead of having them right away, which is usually a big no-no. In any case, we did not really get on with the game because we did not find it very dynamic. Slamland. No direct combat, here the aim is to grab things and throw the things in a portal. When I say things, I mean either your friends or peanuts that increase in value as you hold them, or letters for the word horse. The game modes are original and fun, and there is enough content to spend time with a big fat smile while looking at this crazy art style. The only downside, and it's a big one, is that actions have a small uncomfortable effect on the movements of your characters, which can be annoying. For a game to be fun to play, controls really need to be smooth. Head Snatchers. Just like in Slamland, the aim is to grab your friends and score them, except that here it's from a top-down perspective, and the head needs to be separated from the body before being thrown wherever you are required to. Each level has its own challenge, more or less complex. Problem is, the first level in the rotation is the one in which you have to offer a sacrifice to Cthulhu. Between the sequence of actions to understand and the tentacles that knock everyone out, it was hard to learn the game and we dropped it. I later tried it online with other people, we took the time to learn how to play, and this time there were lots of laughs. A funny moment was when Savor Quit's staff Jim was happy to flush the toilets to kill me, but I quickly left the basin while leaving his head behind. He died on the spot when he flushed his own head. Difficulty varies between levels, which means that some arenas are a quick violent fight, while others are lengthy tactical plays, which is great for pacing and variety in this game. The only downside is thus what actually makes this game so good, that the sequence of actions can be too difficult for the casual fringe of the audience, or with people that are less skilled with their hands. Also, as the game is still in early access, not all the levels can be played online. A game that is shaping up to be a must-have. Overcooked 2. It's exactly the same as the first one, but better, and also it can be played online. The maps are overall better balanced and progress is easier. It's more comfortable for people that are less skilled at it, but then getting 3 stars requires a lot less effort than before, and it undermines the challenge of those who enjoy working for their stars. A bit of a shame since it would have been easy to make everyone happy with smooth progress on one hand without stars, while still requiring to play very well to obtain all 3 stars. Don't let this small detail bother you, the second game is replacing the first as a definitive must-have in your collection. Chop! The visual style is excellent, it looks like comics but it's in 3D. It's very graphic and aggressive, killing someone is pure pleasure. Fast and violent, but on top of that there are great tactical possibilities. Each character has its own power, such as the one able to throw 2 swords that can be connected with a laser beam. It would be better if the characters did not stick to the walls like Spider-Man, because it completely screws with the controls, such as when you want to jump on someone to kill them, but the character decides to do something else and you can't even complete an easy kill on someone frozen. This game will soon be in early access, so I hope that they do something about that, because otherwise it's very promising. Alright, we are done with this list, and I hope that you found something that you like. My little top that will stay on my hard drive is in a specific order: Overcooked 2, Gravity, Laser League, Head Snatchers, Bananette Blood Party and Epic Loon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!